Okay, so we're trying to solve here. Let me write this one down. E to the 2x plus 1 is 45. So this is exponential x in power, exponent, exponential equation. So what do you do? Now you think, what about the e? Yeah, well, the e will play a small part, but that's not the main thing. The main thing is that we have an exponential equation. So step one, base to power is already alone, right? We've already got that. If there was like a 7 out front here, something like that, then I would divide by 7 first step to get rid of that, you know. Whoops, I just hit the wrong thing. Sorry about that. There we go. So yeah, you got to, it already is alone though. We already have the base is right here with the power already alone. So I'm just going to go right on to step 2, which means ln both sides, right? Because that's the opposite of an exponential is a log. That's why logs were created, to be for this very purpose, to get x out of power. And that's step 3, right? The 2x plus 1 drops down to the front of the log. So this whole power drops down to the front of the log. Remember that property of logs, that powers can come down to the front? So 2x plus 1 drops down to the front. ln of e equals ln of 45. Okay, now let's mention also ln of e is just 1. This is just 1. You can check it on your calculator. They're opposites. Remember, ln is a base of e. You might think, what? You might have thought that e was his base. No, that e is on the level. So that e is not the base. There's an invisible understood base down there. Anyway, that's why they cancel. They're opposites. So then this just simply becomes 2x plus 1 is ln 45. And then you just, step 4, solve for x. So just do whatever it takes to solve for x. So just subtract 1 from both sides. Boom. I missed that. Boom, boom. There we go. And then 2x is ln 45. And then the minus 1 is after. You can't subtract the 1 from the 45. I'm sure you know. And then divide by 2. Boom. There we go. Now they're going to want to calculate an answer. Let me help on the calculator here, because it's easy to mess up on the calculator. So on the calculator, remember, whenever you have more than one item in the numerator, let me write it out. ln 45 minus 1. We're going to go divided by 2. But you have to put parentheses around that. So when there's more than one item, top or bottom, must use parentheses. Why? Well, because if you don't put these parentheses on right here, then the calculator will only go 1 divided by 2, negative 1 divided. It won't know that you want the whole ln 45 minus 1, that whole thing divided by 2. It won't know. If you just type it in without parentheses, it'll only divide the last thing, the minus 1. It'll only divide the minus 1 by the 2. And the ln 45 will never be divided by the 2. So you got to watch out for that. Whenever there's more than one item, top or bottom, you must use parentheses. So I'm going to hit the buttons on my calculator. I'm getting 1.4033. 1.4033. There we go. So what are the steps then when we have x in the power zone, whether the base is e or not? Either way, if x is in the power zone, that's called exponential. Get the base to power alone. That one already is alone. Then ln both sides, and that lets you drop the power down to the front. ln of e is just 1. It's important to know that. ln and e, try it in your calculator. They just cancel. They're opposites of each other. They're just 1. I can show you why on the side here if you're interested. ln of e, remember there's another base e. What does that equal? Let's just put question mark. What does that equal? Remember how we change an ln function? Remember what we do? We do the swish. Grab the base, hit this, and hit that, right? So it'd be e to the question mark equals e. So the question mark is clearly 1, right? Because this is e to the 1. That's why the answer is just 1. This is just 1. ln base e of e is just 1, isn't it? So this just becomes 1 right here. Then you just solve for x and make sure you be careful on your calculator. There we go.